Welcome to our video on tax deductions. With tax time approaching, it's important for businesses of all sizes to take full advantage of every tax deduction opportunity available. From small business owners to large corporations, effectively planning your taxes can make a huge difference in your bottom line. But that's not all. We're here to support businesses like yours in learning everything they can about maximizing tax deductions. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to our downloadable ebook on tax deductions, available for immediate download upon purchase. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your network to get started now. The IRS also allows individuals to deduct certain education expenses on their tax returns. Qualified expenses for the American Opportunity Credit and Lifetime Learning Credit include tuition, fees, and other related costs required for enrollment or attendance for the taxpayer, their spouse, or their dependent. These credits can reduce tax liability for individuals or couples who pay for higher education expenses, but they are subject to certain income limits. Additionally, some other education-related tax benefits, such as the student loan interest deduction, are also available to qualified taxpayers. The American Opportunity Credit offers a maximum credit of $2,500 per eligible student, while the Lifetime Learning Credit amounts to $2,000 per return. To be deemed eligible for these credits, individuals must file a tax return and meet certain requirements, such as being enrolled in an eligible educational institution and having a household income below certain limits. These credits are refundable, which means that if the credit amount exceeds the income taxes owed, the excess amount can be refunded to the taxpayer. The student loan interest deduction provides a tax break on the interest accrued on student loans. Qualified students can deduct up to $2,500 of the interest paid on a student loan each year. This deduction is available for both federal and private student loans, as well as consolidated loans. Additionally, no income limits are imposed on this deduction, making it accessible to all eligible taxpayers. Other education tax benefits that may apply to taxpayers include the tuition and fees deduction, the Coverdell ESA, Educational Savings Account, and the 529 plan. The tuition and fees deduction allows eligible taxpayers to deduct up to $4,000 from their taxable income for tuition and fees paid in a calendar year. The Coverdell ESA provides a way for individuals to save for a child's or grandchild's higher education expenses on a tax-advantaged basis. And the 529 plan provided by qualified state agencies offers tax-free savings for education expenses at eligible institutions. It is important to note that all these education-related tax benefits have specific eligibility criteria, income limits, and other restrictions that individuals must be aware of when filing their taxes. To ensure that they receive the maximum tax benefits to which they are entitled, taxpayers should keep track of all eligible education expenses and consult with a tax professional to determine which credits and deductions can help lower their tax liability. Self-employed individuals or those running a business may be eligible to deduct certain business expenses from their taxable income. These expenses can include office supplies, equipment, rent for an office space, employee salaries, health insurance costs, legal and professional services, and travel expenses. When claiming deductions for business expenses, individuals can usually choose between the standard mileage rate or actual vehicle expenses, such as gas, repairs, maintenance, and depreciation of the vehicle. Some business expenses can also be deducted as a percentage of the individual's adjusted gross income, such as the self-employed health insurance deduction. However, it is important to note that all business expenses that are deducted must be ordinary, necessary, and reasonable for the type of business being conducted, and adequately documented with receipts or other supporting proof. The exact guidelines and eligibility requirements for business expense deductions vary based on the type of business, legal structure, and other factors. To ensure compliance with tax laws and maximize the benefits of these deductions, it can be helpful to consult with a tax professional. Additional considerations for business owners include the home office deduction, which allows self-employed individuals to claim a deduction based on the portion of the home used for business purposes. This deduction can be calculated in multiple ways, including the square footage of the home office compared to the total square footage of the home, or based on the costs of utilities, mortgage interest, property tax, and other qualifying expenses. Another important limitation is the excess business loss deduction, which applies to individuals with losses greater than $25,000, $50,000 for joint filers. Lastly, it is important to note that business expenses that are used for both business and personal purposes, such as a vehicle or a computer, can only be partially deducted. In such cases, individuals must apportion the expenses based on the amount of business versus personal use. Additionally, certain business expenses, such as the cost of lobbying activities, have special rules and limits on the amount of deduction allowed. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel for more informative videos on tax deductions. For a more in-depth look at the topic, check out the link in the description for our workbook, available for purchase and immediate download. And be sure to hit the bell button to get instant notifications for our latest videos.